Hi and a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchen. So many recipes I've looked at over the years want graham crackers and I can never find them. We searched for them all throughout Southeast Asia. Now I'm back in Australia, I can't find them again. So I thought, well, let's just make graham crackers. I'm going to show you how to make them. They are similar to digestive biscuits, but they're different enough. I really think if you haven't got them, you should make them. I've half a cup, 115 grams of nice soft butter, and I'm using salted. You could use unsalted, but you'd have to add a little pinch of salt in. We've got half a cup of soft brown sugar. Just pop that in with the butter, and we're going to cream these together. Now, when you've got this lovely sweet butter, I'm adding in 1/4 cup of honey because I'm making honey-made graham crackers. If you don't want the honey, you can just leave it out and add a little bit of extra milk. With the honey, I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we just want to mix the honey in now with the butter and sugar. Now this is all-purpose flour. I'm just adding about a cup, 125 grams into the bowl. And where you get that lovely rich flavour is the whole grain or whole wheat flour. I've got 2 cups, about 250 grams. Now add in with your flour half a teaspoon of baking soda and 1 full teaspoon of baking powder. And half a cup of whole milk. Now if you're not using honey, you may want to add in a couple of extra tablespoons. Start to mix this together. I'll start with a spoon, then I'm going to get my hands in there. Now as it starts to bind, I'm just going to take all the mixture off my spoon and get your hands in and start to draw this dough together. Now I could have probably done with a bigger bowl, but as we're traveling still at the moment, I haven't managed to get hold of my big bowls. And yes, you can do this in a stand mixer, but I really like to do these sort of things by hand. Now, it won't be a super wet dough, a little bit almost like a slightly dry peanut butter. And you don't want to overwork this dough. I'm just going to leave that now and we'll pop this in the fridge and let it chill for an hour or so before we start rolling it out. Now, when the dough has chilled, I'm just going to take a little bit of flour on my countertop, take the dough out. It's nice and firm. Now the great thing about this particular cookie dough is you can break this into 2 pieces or even 3 or 4. And the great thing with this cookie dough is it freezes really well, so you can keep it in the freezer and get it out when you need it. So I'm just going to use half of this dough. I'm going to press it down with my hand to start with, dust a little flour over the top. Now I've got a rolling pin here and we're just going to start to roll this out, give it a little turn. Now we want to roll our dough out till it's probably about 1/4 inch. And remember, these cookies will rise a little bit. Now the little graham cracker template, I'm just going to pop that on the pastry. And then I'm just going to use a sharp knife and the edge of my palette knife to cut along nice straight lines. Now I'll be honest, a pizza cutter wheel would do a better job of this, but I haven't got one with me at the moment. So change of plan, I've gone for a nice big knife and just use a rocking motion, but pizza cutter would be the way to go. Now these should lift really easily off of here. I'm just going to lay them down on some baking paper. Now leave a little space. They may spread a little as they bake. Now I'm just going to mark a little line across the center of these, like the original graham crackers. And then we're just going to mark them with a fork. Now here's a little tip. If you pop these in the freezer for about 20 minutes so they really firm up, they won't spread so much as they bake. If you're not too worried, you can just preheat your oven to 175 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit, and we're going to bake these for about 13 to 15 minutes until they're golden brown. Now the whole house smells gorgeous. There's honey in the air. I'm going to take this one, it's cooled down. Now a quick correction. I've never baked cookies in this oven before and I found they cooked a lot quicker. So I turned the heat down to 150 Celsius, that's 300 Fahrenheit, and we only cooked these for about 11 minutes. And for your reference, I've only baked half of the dough and it's made 18 delicious graham crackers. But just look at these, perfect graham crackers. Now I want to thank viewer Byron Chandler for inspiring me to make these graham crackers. I've got a recipe coming for you very shortly, Byron, using these graham crackers. Now I'm going to give them a taste. Let's see what they taste like. They're crisp. superb. These are absolutely perfect. I've got this recipe coming up. They're going to be using them. So stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you very shortly for a request video for Byron Chandler. Take care, share the love, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.